Hospital Scratch Report not playing in today's game. Number 2, Tenzin Rampa. Number 7, Hans Dennison. Number 10, Ricardinho. Number 18, Isaac Pereira. Number 25, Andrew Wiedebach. Number 31, Michael De Silva. And number 31, Matt Isold. Number 33, Michael De Silva. That is your Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital Scratch Report. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get going this afternoon, we want to take a moment to remember a Milwaukee Wave legend and a World Cup veteran, a man who dedicated his life to the beautiful game in a career which spanned more than 30 years as a player, coach, father, friend, and mentor in the Milwaukee youth soccer community. Jimmy Banks. Jimmy passed away Friday, surrounded by his loving family after a battle with pancreatic cancer. He was 54 years old. After his World Cup appearances with the U.S. men's national team in 1986 and 1990, there was no outdoor team at the time, so he played the entirety of his career indoors with his hometown team, the Milwaukee Wave, from 1987 to 1993. After retiring from the game, Jimmy Banks became head coach of the men's team at MSOE in 1999. During his 20 years there, Jimmy Banks amassed 198 wins to go along with 2 NCAA Division III tournament appearances and 2 NACC conference championships. And while coaching at MSOE, he continued to give back to the soccer community in Milwaukee, developing urban youth soccer programs across the city, the Simbas. Ladies and gentlemen, a moment of silence as we remember soccer legend, Milwaukee's very own Jimmy Banks. Thank you, Wave fans. We love and miss you, Jimmy. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay standing, remove your hats as we honor America. Greendale Middle School Band performing our national anthem. The Greendale Middle School Band and our national anthem. League logo, make some noise.
shot and goal!
That was arena soccer perfection.
With an absolute golazo! Goal!
Good afternoon and welcome to beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin, home of UW Milwaukee Panther Arena and your six-time champion, Milwaukee Wave. We welcome you here to Panther Arena, and we're getting going here at the Eastern Conference Final in the Major Arena Soccer League. My name is public address announcer Van McNeil, alongside play-by-play voices Tom Wynn and Art Kramer. Now, we always talk about the rivalry being between the Kansas City Comets and the Milwaukee Wave, but I think this is the bigger rivalry, Tom and Art. Let's look at the Baltimore side, a red-hot Baltimore team. They were able to advance here to this game. Some keys to this game for Baltimore, Artie.
Well, first off, remember, the Baltimore Blast have won 3 consecutive championships, so no one's beaten them in a playoff series since 2016. But for the Blast, it's always the same. They do what they do. They try to get the early lead. They're going to want to slow this game down a little bit. And as their coach, Danny Kelly, told me earlier, we want to give ourselves a chance to win late in the game. So look for the Blast to try to stick around, and they've been phenomenal at winning close games down the stretch.
Now, the Milwaukee Wave, equally as hot coming into this Eastern Conference Final. What are they going to have to do to get over the hump here against Baltimore, who have gotten us in the playoffs year after year after year?
Well, I think one big thing, Van, is that we got the Eastern Conference Final on our turf this year. Last year we had to go there, gave them a tough battle, but Baltimore was able to prevail. This time we've got them here. It seems like the boys are tuned up and ready to go, so they're just going to try to see if they can win number 11 in a row today.
A couple of those stars. In goal, we have Josh Lemos, who has been playing lights out all season long, followed by Ian Bennett, who's been leading the way for the team as well, Tommy.
Yeah, those are obviously two of the key guys. The strength of the Wave this year has been the overall team balance. Great to have Robert Renaud back in the lineup today. And, of course, you got Mad Max Ferdinand going up against his former team. I'm sure he'd like nothing more than to get one more victory over the Blast today.
All right, we're ready to have a great game here. Wave fans, are you ready? Show the people across the nation what Milwaukee Wave soccer is all about. It's the classic rivalry. It's the Baltimore Blast. It's the Milwaukee Wave. It's the Eastern Conference Final, live on 11 Sports.
Let's get loud.
What Marcy And today's game is underway.
changed it. And so we are underway here in Milwaukee. Tom went along with the Wave Hall of Famer and still current legend, Art Kramer, as the Wave battles the Baltimore Blast in the MASL Ron Newman Cup Eastern Conference Finals. Milwaukee in the black, going left to right on the one-of-its-kind black turf here from Panther Arena in downtown Milwaukee. Third consecutive year that these teams have met for the Eastern Conference Final. Baltimore has won on each of the last two occasions. And Wave trying to see if they can do the business here today against the three-time defending Major Arena Soccer League champion Baltimore Blast.
Baltimore right now, Tom, coming out a little bit low-pressure defense, not wanting to chase Josh Lemos in the Wave goal.
Here's Chad Vandergriff with a shot that's blocked by Adriano Dos Santos, top of the box, and picked up by their goalkeeper, William Vanzela. Now good play by Chino to keep it alive. Centering near side, Vandergriff. Oh, he had a good look, but couldn't get it on target. And back comes a blast the other way. JT Thomas coming down, and a shot and a goal from Hoxie. And just like that, what looked like the Wave might get the opening tally turns around the other way of the counterattack, and Hoxie puts it in. Baltimore leads it 1-0.
The Wave with a great chance at the other end as Renault set up Vandergriff, and the Blast counterattack right there. And you see that man, Andrew Hoxie, who had 3 big goals against against Utica City to send the Blast through to the Eastern Conference Final. And it's Hoxie right there, the man with the mustache, who gets it started.
Hoxie gets his 5th of the postseason. He is among the league leaders in that category, as Art said, coming off 3 in the 2 games at Utica the other day. Actually 4. He had a hat trick in the regulation game and then 1 more in the mini game to spark the Blast to that double victory in Utica this past Monday, which once again put Baltimore in the Eastern Conference Finals for the 5th consecutive year. They've been in the championship all 4 years of the MASL. They lost in the first matchup back in 2015 in Monterey in the deciding game, which was then a best-of-3 with the mini game. Since then, 2 other trips to Sonora, in which they won each time, and then last year in Monterey. And you know, we were talking a little bit off the air, Art. The one team in this league you do not want to fall behind, especially in the playoffs, is the Baltimore Blast.
No, they're so good defensively at getting 5 behind the ball. And then they've got those big forwards, guys like Vinny Dantas, Tony Donatelli, Andrew Hoxie, that can get back defensively and make their penalty area very, very tight.
Hoxie, by the way, now with a total of 7 points in the postseason to lead the Blast. Andre Hain with 4 goals to top Milwaukee in the postseason thus far. And Jamie Thomas picks up his 3rd assist. Now has a total of 4 points in the postseason. Thomas, the veteran out of St. John's of New York, definitely picking up his game here in the postseason. Wave working it left to right as we look at the action just underway here. Crowd still coming in on a very busy Sports Sunday here in Milwaukee. You've got the Bucks and the Celtics battling at the Fiserv Forum right down the block. That did not make it the most convenient for Wave fans to come downtown and park here today. However, all credit to the fans who are here. As we've talked about many times, the intensity of the playoff crowds usually doubles whatever you have during the regular season. So in other words, a crowd of 4,000 during the playoffs sounds like 8,000 would during the regular season. Andre Hain cranks a shot. That one a bit high, and Jeremy Raley with a defensive clearance into the stands, and so Milwaukee top the arc restart.
Baltimore's been vulnerable on restarts here, not only during the playoffs, but during the regular season as well.
Marcio Leite having a few words with Max Ferdinand. Max, the Wave's leading playmaker from the last 3 years, spent his first 6 years with Baltimore, takes a shot, and Vanzela makes the save.
We saw Ferdinand score that same set piece.
Now Marcio with a shot, saved Vanzela as he came out to cut the angle that time. Marcio got tripped as he went through, but they play on Max with a shot. That one a bit high. Drew Ruggles tries to track it down near side, and they'll cycle it back to Luan Salas Oliveira. So a good sequence there by the Wave to try to get the tying goal. LSO coming down the line. He'll fire a shot. Save Vanzella. Rebound in front. And a great bicycle clearance by Dos Santos.
Dos Santos might have gotten away with a dangerous play that time. So I believe it was either Bennett or Ferdinand who was right on the doorstep here.
Check it out one more time in the Wisconsin Vision instant replay. Indeed, it was Ian Bennett who saw his life pass before him, and that high boot from Dos Santos, but fortunately no contact. And now foul coming back the other way on Max Ferdinand.
So early on, William Vanzella in the Baltimore net has come up big here to keep this game 1-0 for the Blast.
He is in his 7th year with the Blast. You know, it's hard to believe when he first came over from Italy, he was a futsal player in Italy back in the 12-13 season, that he was a goalkeeper starting off with the Blast. Bennett rolls a wide left. And trying to think of the other guy, it was, I want to say it was Troy Peterson. I don't think Peterson was his last name, but he started the first 4 games until he got injured, and then Vanzella finally got his chance. And Troy drifted into the archives of Blast history, and Vanzella went on to become multiple-time goalkeeper of the year.
The Wave with all the pressure here in the early going, the Blast with the only goal so far.
This is Guilherme Vega, who just turned 35 last week. And he is fouled on the play by Hoxie. And Vega, who's battled some injury problems this year, is down.
Get a good look there at Andrew Hoxie, number 4 for the Blast. I was downstairs before the game. I had never really seen Hoxie's mustache up close, Tom. That would make Raleigh Fingers proud. Raleigh Fingers, the former reliever, baseball pitcher reliever who had the handlebar mustache, but Hoxie's right up there.
Among major professional team sport athletes in North America, I would have to agree. I haven't seen any other come close to Fingers except for Andrew Hoxie. As you see, Vega is down, and too bad for Guilherme in his first shift. Let's check it out one more time, as I think he took a knee to the thigh from Hoxie.
Yep, absolutely. You saw that left thigh. Hoxie's left knee connected with it. You see Guilherme grab that thigh right there. Charlie horse.
Now this would be a tough loss for the Wave initially, as you get a look at the recently turned 35 Guilherme Vega.
Well, normally with that, Tom, a player is able to play through it. Now tonight, that thing's going to be awfully sore, but I'd be surprised if we don't see Vega back on the floor.
You'd hate to lose a key defender this early in the contest as well. Robert Renault will step over as Jonathan Santos will play it in. Hain back for Santos, coming in, shot, save, Vanzella. Shot right on, Vanzella had a good look at it. And as you mentioned, Art, Vanzella appears to be in the goalkeeping zone today. Going up against Josh Lemos, who himself is a strong candidate for MASL Goalkeeper of the Year this year. Josh, during the regular season, 14-0 with a league-leading 3.30 goals against average. He continued that stellar play in the Waves' 2-game sweep of the Kansas City Comets in the first round of the playoffs. Near side, Hain trying to play it up for Bradley. Now Chino trying to work between a couple of defenders. His shot is blocked. NDI will get it back, and as it's played upfield, foul going to be called on the Wave. Chino gets called for the foul. Angel Curiel Chino, the 30-year-old Mexican native, in his 4th indoor season, his 2nd with the Wave. And I just get a look at Big Mohammed NDI, and apparently ailing down there, and not very happy. It looks like he's frustrated about the injury and perhaps the contact there. NDI in his rookie campaign goes about 6'3", 200 pounds. Take a look one more time.
Oh, look at that. You saw Chino right there with the straight right foot on NDI's left shin. Chino very fortunate he didn't get called for a 2-minute penalty that time.
Yeah, very fortunate. That's automatic 2 minutes if the officials get a good look at that. Speaking of officials, it's the MASL referee-in-chief, Ryan Sigich, along with Shane Butler working today's game. A couple of longtime veteran officials. And I'm sure they'll have their hands full here today. Maybe not as much as they would have had in that recently completed Wave Comet series, but nonetheless, it should be a battle, physical battle out there today. Rayleigh, the veteran out of the University of Maryland, launches downfield. Now Thomas trying to get it. Thomas already with an assist today. Here's Vinny Dantas trying to turn top of the area. Dantas has been a playoff scoring machine in his career. 20 goals in his first 16 playoff games. Now Stuart Grable, the veteran from Neenah, Wisconsin, UWGB, took a shot that's blocked. Wave getting a lot of offensive volume time here so far, but still looking for their first goal. Andrew Hoxie with the opening marker at 127, his 5th of the postseason from Jamie Thomas, putting the Blast in front. Wave all time against the Blast. This is the 9th playoff series, if you will. Milwaukee is 3-5, and this is the 16th all-time meeting between the teams during those postseason gatherings. Baltimore leads the series 11-4. They are 6-4 here in Milwaukee, which means the Wave is 0-5 in Baltimore. So if you're a Wave fan, you got to like the fact we're not playing this game in Baltimore.
Oh, that's for sure. And the recipe for success, Tom, is pretty simple for the Baltimore Blast. Get 5 behind the ball at all times, make it difficult for the Wave, and then keep possession for long stretches of time. And then, of course, as Danny Kelly and Giuliano Olivier like to talk about quite often, is win the special teams battle as well.
Ian Bennett with the shot that was saved by Van Zela. Ian, the Wave's leading scorer during the regular season. 47 goals, 10 assists. He was 5th in the league. Scoring title won by Tacoma's player coach Nick Pereira. Goal scoring title won by the King, Frank Tayo of Monterey, who finished with 49. Tayo and the boys will be in action in San Diego tonight for the Western Conference final. That'll be at Pachinga Arena in San Diego. Monterey against the Sockers at 7:05 Central Time. So a couple of great matchups here. The Big Four, if you will, of the MASL meeting in the conference finals. Good pass there as here comes Melo streaking into the zone. Shot was off target. Dos Santos follows. He blasted up over the goal. And we will have our media timeout. So good pace to this game to open it up. The only goal thus far scored by Andrew Hoxie. As we check it out one more time, this is the MASL playoffs on 11 Sports.
Final. All right, Sandy Max, where are you hanging out?
I am in section 222 with the Robin family from Menominee Falls. Scooch in here so everybody can see how great you look in your playoff t-shirts. They got them at last week's game. You can get your playoff shirt today. It's a great souvenir. I'm in 222. You want to go to 228 and hang out at the Wave store. You can get these playoff shirts and a lot of other Wave items so you can cheer Let's Go Wave loud with your voice and with your gear. Let's Go Wave. Visit the store at section 228.
Thank you, Sandy. Sandy Max. And our very stylish playoff t-shirt available now at the Panther Arena team store outside of section 228, as Sandy said.
Got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my...
6:55 left to go, first period here in Milwaukee. The Wave trailing the Baltimore Blast 1-0. Milwaukee with the possession, they bring it up, moving left to right as we look at the action. Wave has had a pretty good volume of shots so far against the Baltimore defense, but their keeper, William Van Zela, has been up to the task. Defense has also stepped up to block some shots from Baltimore. During the regular season, the Blast was one of the premier defensive teams in the league. They put together a record of 17-7. As turnover there, the Blast will get it back. Baltimore was 7-5 on the road. They were a plus 42 in the goal differential, scoring 145, only giving up 103. Only the Wave and the San Diego Sockers gave up fewer goals than did Baltimore, tied for third fewest in the league with Rio Grande Valley. Wave was 21-3 with a league best 187 goals, second lowest given up at 97, so they were plus 90. Wave was 11-1 at home during the regular campaign, 2-0 against Baltimore. They defeated the Blast here in February 4-2, and then also went to Baltimore to defeat the Blast, one of just 2 Baltimore losses on their home turf this year, 5-2.
Best stretch of possession right here for the Blast so far in this game.
Again, Baltimore, as Art said, they tend to be a very patient team, especially when playing from in front. And it is not unusual for the Blast to knock it around for 60, 90 seconds. Benzella, their goalkeeper, is also a pretty good distributor. Turning shot by Hoxie, and a nice save by Lemos. Hoxie again with that 6'4" frame, able to get leverage on the defender. There's Milwaukee's big guy, Andre Hain. Andre going about 6'2", 6'3". Had the pass deflected, Baltimore will get it. Pass to the near wing stays in play, and a good reaction that time by Guillermo Vega to come and head it away for his teammate Alex Bradley. Alex, by the way, has his mother visiting from England, checking out today's game. He was pretty excited about that. Ferdinand double teamed, broken up by Thomas, but the Wave gets it back. Now Bradley turns, top of the area. He was trying to slip it back to Ferdinand, but the pass deflected, and the Blast will take it.
The Wave need to do a better job of getting numbers forward to support the player on the ball.
Benzella launching long. That one deflecting off the chest of Keita, and the Wave comes back with it. Now foul going to be called. Oh, I should say that's Sila Salifu, who also goes by Chris. He's wearing number 9 today. And check out the foul right there. Robert Renaud getting bumped pretty solidly there by Salifu.
Or by Chris, which is a lot easier, Tom.
I would agree. That's probably why he changed it to Chris. Well, I don't know if he changed it, but that's what he prefers to be called, I guess. Loose ball coming through, shot to goal! Marcio Leite has tied it up at 1 apiece.
A giveaway that time by the Blast in their own defensive third. And Leite was there to punish him. Watch once again. You saw the missed touch that time by the Baltimore defender. Was that Dos Santos, Tom? I believe it was. But a terrible play by Adriano. He tried to play it off his thigh. It came up, hit his chest. Settled right down to Marcio Leite for the equalizer.
Marcio has certainly haunted the Blast before in the postseason. If you flash back to the 2011 MISL championship game in Baltimore, then at Royal Farms Arena, the Baltimore Civic Center, Marcio with a couple of goals, big goals in that game to spark the Wave. And he was runner-up for game MVP behind Wave goalkeeper Marcel Feenstra on that. Wave getting back-to-back championship game victories against the Blast back in 2011 and 2012, with 2012's epic clincher coming in overtime on the goal scored by Joe Hamas in Joe's final appearance with the Milwaukee Wave.
Joe in attendance today with his wife, Katie, and daughters.
A true Wave legend, Joe Hamas, Cedarburg native who played for the Wave for 10 seasons.
important for the Wave to get the lead here against the Blast and see if they can extend it before halftime.
Into the corner for Max Ferdinand as he works against Pereira. Trying to hold him off. Plays it back now for Daniel Chimale. Chimale, the third-year player out of Humbar College in Ontario, in the Toronto area. Drew Ruggles. Drew now in his 4th season with the Wave, 5th overall. Former star at Georgia Southern University. Wave working the possession here as Max tried a turning shot that was blocked. He'll reload on the play, gets double teamed, plays it back for LSL. Pace of the game has slowed down here a bit in the last few minutes.
Which is what the Blast want. I like to see the Wave forwards take on the Blast defenders quickly. Face them up, go at them off the dribble, and see if you can create an attack that way.
LSO to Chad Vandergriff coming forward. Chad to the corner, challenging Vanzela. Dos Santos comes in there to dig it out for the Blast. They still scrap for it against the near board. And now the ball rolled back toward the keeper, Vanzela. Throwing long, Ruggles has good position there. We'll head it back to LSO. LSO trying to maneuver around at midfield. Pass deflected. Rayleigh will chase it back now. LSO trying to keep the pressure on. Hoxie turns, and his errant pass headed on, and Vanzela had to make a pretty good save on that header by Ruggles. Last minute of play here in the first period. Ruggles with a nice little flick over his shoulder. Hain to Renault. Like to see Robert get on track. He's been battling some injuries, did not play in Game 2 against Kansas City. He is a key player for the Wave, their number 3 scorer during the regular season. Now Robert, top of the area. Shot is a bit high. Blast able to clear. Sent back in. Dos Santos will get there and bangs it up and around and out. 21.5 seconds left to go, so still some time for the Wave to work with here.
Dos Santos with a better touch that time with his right thigh to get that one out of danger.
Chino out high. He will drive one in. Comes to Renault. Robert turning, rolls one in, but he didn't get much on it. Vanzela with it. Throwing long, looking for Thomas. Nice play there by Leite to deflect away, and that'll do it for the first period. So some pretty good action here in the first quarter today. Each team getting a goal. There's Josh Lemos, the Waves keeper, trying to get the fans to get into it here. Hoxie for the Blast, Leite for the Wave. As we check out the tying goal, it's the Ron Newman Cup playoffs for the MASL here on 11 Sports.
All right, Wave fans, time for a little Dizzy Soccer. Whee! Here with Lindsay from Elm Grove. Sandy, who do you have over there?
Mo from Milwaukee. Mo, are you ready?
I'm ready.
She's got her
All
game
right.
face on.
10 times
10
around
times
the old
around
pole.
on the pole.
And you got to put the ball in the back of the net. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2,
2,
3, 4, 5,
4,
6,
5,
7,
6,
8,
7,
9,
8,
10. Lindsay's good.
9
Oh,
for Mo,
Lindsay.
10 for Mo.
No,
and
no, no,
Mo.
no, no. The
Run.
ball's over here, Linz. Right over here.
This way, Mo, this way.
Where are you going?
There we go.
Either ball. You gotta put it in the
Mo
back of
kind
the
of
net. Get
regained
it
her
in there.
balance. Oh!
Winner!
Oh!
Mo is our winner. Congratulations, Mo. A Milwaukee Wave prize pack. That's how you play Disney soccer. The Ron Newman Cup Eastern Conference Final continues next. We're live at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena.
Here on a Sunday afternoon in Milwaukee. As we said, a very busy sports Sunday with the Bucks hosting game one of the NBA quarterfinals down the block. Didn't turn out too well for them today. Boston comes away with a 112-90 victory. Takeaway, midfield. Now Salifu will lay it off on the far side and, well, knocked through to the middle, and eventually a foul going to be called on Jamie Thomas.
Was going to say, Tom, the only difference between the Bucks series and this playoff round is the Bucks have a best of 7, so they're only down 1-0, Tom, plenty of time. This one here, winner take all. Lose and you go home.
No room for a bad game here. Even a bad quarter can sink you. Tied at 1. Hoxie for the Blast to open up the scoring. Leite answered. Speaking of Marcio, here he is now. Little shake and bake on. He's got it in the left foot, and a little change-up shot that Van Zela had to make a nice save on. In the middle, Mello streaking upfield. He has been a long-time engine at midfield for the Baltimore Blast.
Whenever you talk to Coach Danny Kelly of the Baltimore Blast, he's going to mention Max Ferdinand and Ian Bennett, but the guy he always mentions as well is Marcio Leite. Great respect from Coach Kelly for Marcio.
As we said, Marcio has had some pretty good games against the Blast, especially in the postseason. Dantas posting up. Vinny Dantas, their leading scorer, at 6 feet, about 210 pounds. He is a blockbuster. Very difficult challenge to mark defensively. The Blast will work it now. Here's Mike Diesel, the veteran out of Loyola, Maryland. Diesel played 4 years with the Blast, retired to become a fireman, and they came back last year. So he's now in his 6th season with the Blast. I guess.
Well, with a name like Mike Diesel, I guess you're going to be a fireman or an indoor soccer player, huh? The Diesel.
Or maybe a truck driver or a train conductor. And when we talk about Diesel being an engine for the Baltimore Blast, we mean that literally. Hoxie getting the elbow up against Ruggles. Might have caught him there, but they play on. Now Rayleigh with it, the former Maryland Terrapin, as he touches it back for Donatelli. Donatelli, veteran out of Temple, started his career with the old Philadelphia Kicks. Been with the Blast now the last 5-6 years. That one will bounce through. Fielded by Lemos out to LSO. Immediately surrounded by a couple of defenders. Tried to play it at midfield for Renault. Couldn't make the connection there. And the Blast will back it up. There's Sam Guernsey. Guernsey in his 6th indoor season, his first with Baltimore, spent the last 3 in Cedar Rapids. In fact, he and current Wave member Alex Bradley were teammates with Cedar Rapids last year, and each had 1 goal in the playoff series between the Wave and the Cedar Rapids Rampage, in which the Wave swept them in 2 straight.
One thing that Giuliano Oliviero, the Wave skipper, might talk to his team about at halftime is dealing with the immediate pressure a little more effectively. As you said, the Blast surrounding the ball as soon as they lose it, and the Wave is giving it back too easily.
As one famous soccer coach said, you've got to surround the ball carrier. I guess that goes for football or soccer. As man down behind the play for the Blast. LSO and Josh Lemos coming over to talk to the fallen Blast member, as does Vinny Dantas. That was Donatelli. A little bit off balance as he got a nudge from LSO. I didn't think it was a malicious push there, but you know, when your guys are running around at high speed, it just doesn't take much to put them off balance. There you get a look at Tony Donatelli, been a long-time star in this league.
The Baltimore Blast captain, and not a guy that the Baltimore Blast could afford to lose.
See him talking with Dantas there. Vinny and Tony.
There you get a look at Giuliano Oliviero on the Wave bench.
Certainly a Coach of the Year candidate this year. Done an outstanding job with the Wave. Remember, the winner of this contest will take on the winner of the Western Conference Final, which will start at 7 o'clock Central Time tonight out in San Diego between the Monterey Flash and the San Diego Sockers. One more time. There really wasn't much of a touch there by
You see Donatelli
LSO,
get his left foot caught in between the seam of the carpet and the boards.
you know, hopefully Tony's going to be okay.
Tom, if this was a boxing match, this is really two different styles. You got the Blast who are just going to jab, jab, jab by keeping possession. The Wave looking for those big knockout punches.
A good analogy there. Dos Santos has some room. He'll lay it off far side, and the shot in is blocked out. So Baltimore will kick it in from the far board. Don't forget, baseball season right around the corner for your Milwaukee Milkmen. They will start on the road May 16th in St. Paul, coming back to brand new routine field in Franklin for the home opener, June 24th. Order your tickets now at MilwaukeeMilkmen.com. Speaking of the commissioner of the American Association, who is also the commissioner, of course, of the Major Arena Soccer League, Josh Schwab is in the house today. We'll see perhaps if we get a chance to catch up with Josh at halftime today. And we get a foul called. I believe they might get Vandergriff for holding Dantas. Well, they gave it to Max Ferdinand. That's his second in this half. Again, the MASL, you get 3 personals in each half. On your fourth, it equals a blue card. And that time, Jamie Thomas will get called for the foul. Let's check it out one more time in the Wisconsin Vision Instant Replay. Bit of holding there in Chino. Lemos at midfield. Remember, goalkeepers cannot possess the ball beyond midfield until the fourth quarter. Josh almost came across there. Ian Bennett now will play it back for the keeper.
We saw that called earlier in the game, one of the few times I've seen it this year.
Josh looking long for Andre Hain, but a little off target. It goes into the stands. Josh will get ready to celebrate his 30th birthday coming up next weekend, May 4th, and he'd like nothing more than to celebrate it with a championship game appearance here if Milwaukee wins and Monterey wins.
That's the second time today we've seen Josh Lemos with his distribution kick the ball out of bounds. Very uncharacteristic of Josh.
Josh normally one of the great distributors, maybe the best in the league goalkeeping wise, but a little bit off form today.
Well, and with every possession being extremely important in this matchup, you can't afford to give it away.
Leite and Josh. Leite getting pressure from Juan Galvis. Galvis, one of the new signees for the Blast this year. They brought in about 3 or 4 guys mid-season. Seemingly all played for the Newtown team in the NPSL in Newtown, Connecticut.
Both these coaches have done a great job this year managing through injuries. We've seen it with the Wave, obviously. Giuliano Oliviero had a major challenge with all the injuries. I talked to Ed Hale, the Blast owner, before the game, and Ed said, I didn't expect us to be here where we're at today. And he said, Danny Kelly did a great job managing his team as well.
Bennett trying to get around. Vanzela stepped out to poke it away. Now Leite. Marcio tees one up. Drive is just high. Blast is looking to win their 4th straight league title and the 10th in team history. Danny Kelly has directed them to 7 titles. Marcio with a curling shot turned away by Vanzela. Vanzela already racking up the saves here in the first half. Now Hain was going to go out, but had to stay on the field to play the pass. And now Andre's got to stay out there as Blast will move it near side. And Robert Renaud going to call for a foul. You got to look at Robert, the Laval, Quebec native.
That's Andrew Hoxie grabbing his head there off the ball. Renaud and Hoxie.
See Andrew in some discomfort there.
Question is, how did Robert Renaud get some of his body part up high enough to hit Hoxie in the head? Hoxie stands at what, 6'4"? Robert comes in around 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, Andrew's got him by a good half a foot there. So, while they attend to Hoxie, we're going to tell you that the MASL podcast is now available on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to listen as host Craig Elston takes you behind the scenes of the Major Arena Soccer League and talks with your favorite stars from across the league each week. And also, outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune in to Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. Soccer Sam also here today. We saw him in the house art from the Rochester area. And the Wave and Blast would also like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of the Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2.
You mentioned Soccer Sam. Soccer Sam here with Ed Hale.
Undoubtedly one of the most colorful personalities in all of arena soccer. Is still the owner of the Rochester Lancers of M2. And certainly has done a great job to promote the sport in the Rochester area.
And across the nation. Soccer Sam with his Kick It Soccer show every Saturday morning.
So Andrew Hoxie finally getting up. Might have taken a knock on the head there. He was holding his head in his hands and still a bit woozy. So he's going to come over to the bench. To say the least, that would be a huge loss for the Blast if he isn't able to continue.
Yeah, you said it. Looking at Hoxie right now, he's going back to the Baltimore locker room. And he's absolutely a bit woozy, as you said.
Foul was called on Robert Renaud, and Baltimore will play it in as Dos Santos tries to get it to Dantas. Renaud fights through it. Now up for Max Ferdinand. Ferdinand and Renaud trying to come down. Max spinning, turns. Good hustle back that time by Rayleigh to break up the pass. Robert knew that Max was over there. He just had to try to figure out a way to get it to him. But the Blast with good reaction defensively. Chamale will knock it back for Lemos.
Go ahead, Tom.
No scoring thus far in this period. How is this game evolving, would you say, Art, from your perspective?
Well, I think it's going the way the Blast want it to. They've been able to control possession at times.
Oh, here's a giveaway here. Bradley with the goalkeeper coming out. Ruggles tried to go back for Bradley, but they could not make the connection. Oh, possible chance there. Go ahead, Art.
Yeah, I mean, it's what Danny Kelly said. He want to keep it close and give themselves a chance to win towards the end of the game. And so they've done a good job keeping possession of the ball, slowed things down. The pace has been what they like it. But certainly, you're only a goal or two away for the Wave of really getting the game to where you want it to be. And so, the next couple goals are very important in this game to determine the final outcome. really feel like if the Wave can get a 2-goal or 3-goal lead here, it's going to put Baltimore in a very, very difficult position because they're not a team that comes from behind very well.
Well, like we said, they're not an exceptionally high-scoring team. They certainly have guys who can score some goals, but generally speaking, about a middle-of-the-pack offensive team. Now Santos getting shut off by Donatelli. He couldn't go back to Lemos, so he gets set for Andre Hayne. Andre slides on the ball for Bennett. Bennett going to the corner, working against Sam Guernsey. And Ian's got to cycle it back out that time for LSO. Guernsey has turned out to be a pretty good pickup for the Blast this year. The 6-year veteran out of Oklahoma Christian University. Ian with a header off the rebound. Bennett trying to follow. Fandon. Hayne with a bicycle just off the frame. And the Blast clears. Pretty good sequence there by the Wave. Grable keeps it in, but they're going to get him for a handball, I believe. And meanwhile, Jamie Thomas down holding his ankle for the Blast.
So many players going down here in the first half.
I thought Kansas City left last week. All right, back to the action. It is physical, although I'd say in a lot of these cases, more guys kind of being off balance a little bit as they are trying to charge up and make a play.
And the crowd reacting to virtually every call that goes against the Wave. But thus far, I think both Shane Butler and Ryan Sigovich have done a pretty good job of managing the game. There was a couple times where they could have possibly played the advantage. But other than that, it's been pretty well refereed.
Galvez trapped up against the near boards, but he does well to keep the possession. Wave trying to keep the upfield pressure now. Baltimore breaks it. Here's Mello trying to come 3-on-3. And the shot blocked by Chino. Good defense initially by Grable, and then Chino moved up. Chino coming down 1-on-3. Tried to work his way to the middle, but the Blast able to cut him off. I'll tell you, is Dos Santos, has he even taken a rest in this first half hour? It seems like he's been out there literally every single minute.
Well, Dos Santos is an important piece in the back for the Blast. You saw Dos Santos score the winning goal, or the big goal, I should say, in the last playoff series against Utica City in the minigame.
Marcio lost it as he was going to start to try and maneuver around Dos Santos. Reloads quickly for Lemos. Now for Chamali. Daniel's got a bit of room as he sends it up for Andre Hayne. Andre trying to slot the pass in the middle. Eventually did, but again, who else? Dos Santos is there. Hayne will track it down on the far wall. Wave trying to increase the offensive pressure here a bit in the latter stage of the second period. Marcio tees one up, but he's high on the shot. Blast clears. And Lemos has to throw out his body with the header there to keep control. I don't think Chamali and Lemos were quite sure exactly how they were going to play that, but eventually Josh was able to make the play. Ferdinand for Ruggles. Wave again has been able to control the ball for significant stretches here in the first half, but just the one goal. Vega with an attempted shot that's up in the stands. And we will take our official timeout for the second period. No scoring here in the second period so far as we stay tied at one apiece. Some close misses by the Wave. These are the Ron Newman MASL playoffs on 11 Sports.
Over to Sandy Max. What's going on, Sandy?
I'm in section 226, and you know, this is a great day, an intense playoff game, but what's an even better day in your year? Your birthday, and a Wave game is a great place to celebrate. The Pro Package includes Classy Girl cupcakes, also a meet and greet, and you also get cool athletic socks. So book your party today. You can see the information at MilwaukeeWave.com. And if you look at the big giant screen over the field, look at all these nice people celebrating their birthday with the Wave today. Back to you, Van.
Back to the action as we come down the stretch in the first half here from Milwaukee. Eastern Conference final between the Wave and the Baltimore Blast in the Ron Newman Cup MASL playoffs. Milwaukee going right to left as we look at the action. Ian Bennett checked off the ball by Mike Diesel that time, as Diesel goes back to his keeper, William Manzala. Tom went along with Wave Hall of Famer Art Kramer. Again, we'd like to welcome you wherever you may be tuning in today's match. In Milwaukee, Milwaukee County, the state of Wisconsin. Not to mention our NBC Sports Chicago viewing area, or 11 Sports. Of course, in Baltimore, Baltimore County, state of Maryland, DC metro area. Anywhere in the United States, the North American continent, the planet Earth, the International Space Station, or worlds beyond, welcome one and all. Thanks for joining us today. And at least this first half has certainly brought the intensity that we were expecting.
I think the folks are sitting out in the lawn chairs on the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Tom. Charm City.
Yeah, I don't think they had to worry about getting snow yesterday like we did here, a couple of inches.
That was just wrong, by the way.
It was weird, that's for sure. Dos Santos got called for the foul. So the Wave was going to have a free kick right from the line, almost like it would be a three-line violation. See, Dos Santos did not like the call. Again, Ryan Siggett, Shane Butler working today's game. No penalties as of yet in this contest. Not very many attacking zone restarts to go around so far today. Max will look over. Chino fires it in. Vandegrift trying to see if he could deflect in front, but Banzela comes up with it. Long pass looking for Thomas. Thomas had the assist on Hoxie's opening goal. That was just a minute 27 into the match. Ferdinand getting called for the foul. That's his third. So Max has got to be careful now not to get another one before the end of this half. It'd be a blue card and it would carry over to the start of the third quarter. Dos Santos plays it to his left. Melo will knock it across near side. Jamie Thomas.
Well, if you're Jamie Thomas, you had Ferdinand 1v1 there. Why not take him on and try to draw the foul?
Thomas getting around Ruggles, and Drew be a little close to getting more than just a foul called there. Thomas would have circled the corner and walked in uncontested against Lemos. All right, Melo on the ball. 75 seconds left in the first half. In it comes Dantas with a shot blocked by Chino. When Vinny Dantas is teeing one up, you really are sacrificing your body. You hear that ball thwap all the way up here.
We saw Chino with the big block in game one versus Kansas City. And another one right there.
Drew Ruggles with another foul. So Drew's picked up a couple of quick ones. Fortunately, there's only 50 seconds left in the half. Remember, personal fouls reset in each half.
I'm looking forward to hearing what Coach Giuliano Oliviero has to say to Van McNeil here at the end of the half. His thoughts on what's transpired thus far.
Dantas against Vandegrift. Chad trying to stay with there. Double team help from Bradley. Now came out to Dos Santos. Lost it for a moment. Over to Melo. Melo, one of several Brazilians on this team, tried to play it in, take it away Chino. 3-2 with Ruggles and Bradley. Chino coming in. Tried to lay it off for Ruggles. And broken up. Lemos chipping long. Headed away by the Blast, and that will do it for the first half. So a spirited first half. Not a lot of goal scoring, but certainly some great action here between these two longtime rivals, the Baltimore Blast and Milwaukee Wave. And as they go to the locker room at halftime, it remains tied at 1. all the goal scoring taking place in the first quarter. Hoxie from Thomas at 127, Leite unassisted at 11:21. And we will keep it right here and prepare to send it down to Van McNeil, who'll be talking with Wave coach Giuliano Oliviero. But pretty good show put on by both teams here in the first half. Let's send it down to Van McNeil.
Time for a Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital Coach's Corner here with head coach of your Milwaukee Wave, Giuliano Oliviero. What do you think here? First half, man, we got ourselves a game.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the Baltimore Blast, the three-time defending champions. We know it's not going to be easy. I thought we played very well. Okay, we had an opportunity to go up 1-0, and that's how quickly this game changes. We missed our opportunity, and then we're chasing the game down 1-0. But we got it tied up. We've created a lot of opportunities. Venzela's had a great half, and I just think we need a little more composure in front of the attacking goal.
All right, head coach of your Milwaukee Wave, Giuliano Oliviero. Second half coming up. We're live back here on 11 Sports. We'll recap the first half of action for you. Coming up, we are live from UWD Milwaukee Panther Arena. This is the Major Arena Soccer League.
I'm in need of a savior, but I'm not asking for favor.
Check it out. Hey, we could go down this water pond. What do you think? So beautiful.
You want some? It's good. It's refreshing.
And it is time for the primetime dance performance, and please give a great big welcome to these ladies who look great in their Milwaukee Wave t-shirts. From West Dallas, Lisa Marie Dance. Ladies of Lisa Marie Dance in West Dallas. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Usher, usher, usher. Let's go.
All right, we welcome you back live to beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin, home of UW Milwaukee Panther Arena and the 6-time champion Milwaukee Wave. So first half of action. Art and Tom, we heard Coach down there. He thought he had a good first half. What does the Wave need to do to get over this hump the second half, Artie?
I think we need to play with more urgency on both sides of the ball. We need to get the ball, go at them with some pace, put them on their heels a little bit. But if I was coach right now, I'd be saying, we got to play with urgency. We got to get the energy going. And once again, the fans here can really help the team in that regard. It was great early on. They got the early goal. It seemed like we shut down a little bit.
Right.
But I think the fans can really help us in the second half. But once again, I think we need to play with some urgency.
That was one of your keys to the game, Tom. Baltimore controlling the pace of the game. Milwaukee hanging in there as we take a look at some first half highlights. What are your thoughts here?
Well, I think the Wave had some pretty good possession at times, trying to create a volume of shots. Baltimore, some great defense, good shot blocking. Benzela's been tough in the nets. So I don't think the game is evolving much differently than probably what we thought it would, but hopefully we can, get that next goal, try and play from behind, because Art said it's a very difficult team to play from behind against Baltimore Blast.
Right. As Baltimore continues to try to dictate the pace, we take a look at our first half highlights, and Andrew Hoxie firing one off for that goal. Of course, the Wave battling back. We'll have more of the Major Arena Soccer League halftime show. We're live at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena, and you're watching 11 Sports. Sandy Max, what's up, Sandy?
I'm here on the field with a couple of competitors who, again, are not afraid to embarrass themselves for an autographed ball, so you got to cheer them on. What's your name? Where are you from?
Jay from New Berlin.
Jay from New Berlin, and the man in the Wave shirt who might get a few more cheers.
Jason from Sussex.
There we go. So they're going to roll these kegs like a slalom all the way to the yellow line. Then they're going to get their basketball skills going and shoot for a bucket. Are you ready, Jason? Jason, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Choose your favorite and cheer them on. We do like beer in our city. Are we legal on both sides, Brett? Oh, we got a cone. It's like in New Berlin, they teach them how to roll. Uh-oh, might have lost some time. All right. Jason's doing it like the Greek freak, but missing. All right, keep shooting. First shooter wins. Cheer him on. Jay from New Berlin. Jason from Sussex, who do you want to win? Who thinks they could do better? You're not out here on the field. It's much more nerve-wracking. Oh, I like that. That was a different, oh. Different strategy. Oh, so close over here. All right. I might have to let them take one step closer. All right, let's go one step closer, guys. Let's go to the free throw line here. Jason, try it from here. Jay, try it from here. And you've got to adjust your distance. Almost. Let's cheer them on. Cheer them on. Somebody's got to win. I only have, Hey, we got it. Let's hear it for Jason of Sussex in his Milwaukee Wave jersey. Congratulations. Thanks so much for playing.
As the Wave and the Blast are tied at 1 apiece in the Eastern Conference Finals. We'd like to welcome the commissioner of the Major Arena Soccer League, Josh Schwab. Josh, thanks for being here today. And let's get your assessment of what do you think the progress of the league has been so far this year?
Well, first off, I want to apologize to our fans watching on online or attempting to watch online. There was a technical failure that caused us not to be able to broadcast that game for the first half. We'll be back in the second half. I don't know where the fault lies. It doesn't matter. We apologize for that. Globally across the league, we had a tremendous season, 12.3 goals per game. 40% of our games were one-goal games. An amazing outcome for any sports league to have that kind of competition, that kind of action that's predicated by the way and the amount of goals that we have. Overall, globally, ticket sales revenues through 11 games were up 21% across the league. Outstanding. And I think that's a credit to our teams and the ticket sales staffs, and then generally just the scheduling that was done. And we look forward to next year improving on some things, especially in the media department, improving the IT stack and the media stack as a whole.
What are some areas of the league that you'd like to try to see improve, try to upgrade heading into next season?
Yeah, we look at our media package, right? So trying to establish a studio show, increase the viewers for our listeners for our podcast, for our games in general, and just upgrading the quality of production across the league.
Sounds good. And as we look forward to the upcoming championship between the winner of this game and the winner of San Diego and Monterrey, a lot of excitement, Josh. Should be probably the penultimate game for the 5-year history of this league.
It is, and every year I've been a commissioner, we've almost sold out the arena, had 10,000 plus at our championship games. The added excitement of the MLS stars we've signed, Jermaine Jones, Landon Donovan, obviously adds to the mix in that department. The media's following us more than they ever have before. We feel really good about where the league's going.
Sounds good. We'll be back with more in 11 Sports.
the ball. When you lose the ball, try to win it back as quickly as you can and then attack. You got to get the lead against this team. You don't want to be going fourth quarter, 5 minutes left and this game is tied. Baltimore has shown over the years they're 12-1 on the road in the playoffs the last 4 years. 22 of their playoff games, they played 22 playoff games in the last 4 years. 14 of them have been one-goal games, and they've won 13 times in one-goal games. So if you're the Wave, you want to get the lead and try to extend that lead here.
The Blast has been there, done that. That's one of the reasons why they're the 3-time defending champs. And been to the finals 4 consecutive years. And by the way, if the Wave wins today's game, that will break a streak of 4 consecutive years that the deciding game of the MASL title series would be played in Mexico. Chino tried to look across. He had Bennett in the far wing, but pass broken up by Rayleigh as it deflected in the stands.
And that was the right idea there. You saw the steal by Marcio, immediately attacked, and then Chino was just unable to slot it to the far post.
Max rolls in a weak shot there. Vanzela able to cover up. Now there's still a chance for the championship game to be held in Mexico, in this case Monterrey. If Baltimore wins today and Monterrey wins later today in San Diego, that would keep that streak going of deciding games held in Mexico. But here comes Robert Renaud. Robert, well, he thought Chino was running to his left, but he had stopped out by the line. Hoxie's got it for Baltimore. By the way, good to see Hoxie back on the pitch. He was shaken up in the first half. Take away. Max, 3-1 in the zone. Max coming in, lays it off. Chino shot, save, Vanzela. Oh, one of the best chances the Wave has had so far today. And the Blast able to thwart them.
I like the fact that the Wave is attacking the Blast early. That time Ferdinand's pass just a little bit behind Chino. But a good start here for the Wave in the first minute, 20 seconds to create some good-looking chances.
Lemos will play it over to fellow Canadian native Daniel Shamali. Up to Chad Vandegrift. Chad, a St. Louis native. Now in his 3rd campaign with the Wave. 6-year arena soccer veteran. Cleared into the stands by the Blast. The Wave will take it.
And if you think who has more pressure in this game, it's definitely the Milwaukee Wave, Tom. The Blast, 3 consecutive championships. There's no pressure there. They've won 3 in a row.
Hayne off the inboard. Far side, and tracked down Pereira as he touches over to Mello. Pass upfield is broken up by Drew Ruggles, but the Blast will dig it out. Dos Santos moves it across. Diesel now will turn and clear back for the goalkeeper. Well, the Wave got what they wanted this season, having this game be played in Milwaukee. Last year they had to go to Baltimore and play on the miniature pitch of CQ Arena, where the Blast won a hard-fought 10-6 battle last year in the conference championship.
And where no one had beaten the Blast prior to this season.
Yeah, good point. Bradley coming up along the near board, lost his footing and lost the ball. And we'll change up on the play. Again, the Blast in the white and maroon going right to left. And, you know, psychologically for Milwaukee, definitely big to be playing at home. But, of course, the Blast has proven so many times, Art, they can win wherever. And so not really going to affect their psychological outlook on this game.
I just gave you some stats. Another stat, the Blast is 12-1 on the road in the playoffs over the last four seasons.
Wow, that's just staggering.
Well, this is an elimination game for both teams, and the Blast is also 9-0 in elimination games in that 4-year stretch as well.
Wow. So the Wave is really going to have to end some significant streaks here if they're going to win today. Again, a lot of people had counted the Blast out after they lost in game 1 of their divisional playoff series against Utica. But they bounced back a couple of nights later to win in regulation and then win the minigame. And Remember, they also trailed in the minigame as well. They were down 1-0 before coming back to win.
Well, as you and I know, Tom, you never, ever count out the Baltimore Blast in the playoffs. And I would say the same thing for the Milwaukee Wave as well.
Wave being a little more patient with this possession as Chino tried to go up for Bradley. Broken up, Chino gets it back. Chino, top of the area. Chino cranks a shot that's blocked out high.
Donatelli back for the Blast. The Blast have done a very nice job blocking shots in front of Vanzella here today.
We don't have a stat screen with the shots. I gotta believe between shots on goal and shots that are blocked, Wave has got to easily be doubling up the Blast here today. Maybe more like tripling up on them. Donatelli sends it across, and Lemos gets a big paw to swat it away. Ferdinand to Bradley, back for Ferdinand. Max trying to streak by on the near wall, but a good job by Diesel to poke it away. However, Jamie Thomas going to get called for the foul on the reload. Marcialete, who has been a postseason hero several times for the Wave. He's got the only goal today. Bennett with a follow-up shot off the initial drive by Hain. And then Andre almost blocking a pass into the goal. Bennett rolls it in. Vanzela steps out to get it. Not a good distribution as Lete has it. Bennett, Ian off the end board, but nobody there except Donatelli for Baltimore.
Hain had made his run to the far post, and Ian chose to go off the boards. The ball came out to the top of the area.
Don't forget, more action coming your way on 11 Sports tonight. MASL Western Conference Final. San Diego hosting the Monterey Flash. That will be a 5:05 Pacific time kickoff. 6:05 Mountain, 7:05 Central, 8:05 Eastern.
You asked about the shots and the blocks a little earlier, Tom. The Wave so far with 18 shots to the Blast 7, including 3-0 to start the second half.
So 2.5 times what the Blast has been able to produce. Remember, you're watching the Wave and Blast on MASL TV and 11 Sports USA. The MASL playoffs are on 11 Sports. Check out MASLsoccer.com and MASL.tv to see where you can find 11 Sports and 11 Sports Next in your area. And get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Robert Renaud going to get called for the foul there. A lot of veterans on both teams who have been through the postseason wars before. Drew Ruggles gets called for a foul there. Interesting, Art. The Wave and this version of the Blast, if you will, which started as the Baltimore Spirit in 1992. They've been in the same league since that time. Wave did not play the Blast in a playoff game or series until 2002. So they went 10 seasons before even meeting in the postseason of the what otherwise has been the longest continuous rivalry in all of arena soccer. Max, great move there to get away from Guernsey. Now Robert Renaud, R squared to Max at the post. Max spins in, but Guernsey able to sweep it away just when it looks like Ferdinand was going to be able to turn and shoot. Lemos will come up and get that one.
Once again, though, Tom, the Wave need to get additional numbers forward to support the ball quicker. It's consistently 2 against 5 or 3 against 5.
Hain now trying to pressure Vanzela. And again, Vanzela just an expert distributor. He's very rarely going to make a mistake back there. Bradley with good hustle to break up that play from Thomas. Hain tried to get it back to him, but deflected. Now Chamale with it for Bradley. Alex for Chamale near side. Chamale off the end board. Ruggles could not get his noggin to it. Bradley follows up, drives it near side. Bennett keeps it alive. And the Blast looks like they're going to clear again. Vandergriff with it across for LSO. LSO shot and a save made by Van Zela. Again, Van Zela coming out to cut the angle. Had a good look at that one and able to make the save. Wave again pressing up midway through the third period. Here's Ruggles. Rolls one in that Van Zela has to dive out to get. Dos Santos able to knee it back to him.
Just a moment ago, that ball by Alex Bradley off the near boards, caromed and went off the far post before it came out.
Wave is coming close to breaking this tie.
It's been all Wave here in the second half. Unfortunately, they haven't gotten that go-ahead goal.
Vega steps up to make the play there. Now LSO trying to work his way through a couple of defenders. Nicely done. Finds Bennett. Bennett coming in. Tried to see if he could nudge it far post. Could not get it. And we get a foul. Coming up against Juan Pereira.
Watch again, Pereira slams LSO that time into the boards. But the Wave looking for 2 minutes, but those are going to be hard to come by in this game.
No penalties whistled as of yet by Ryan Sigich and Shane Butler. Game has been physical, but I would say that officials done a nice job to keep it in context. Another rare attacking zone restart in this game. We have not had many.
Baltimore going man for man on this attacking restart.
Max Ferdinand the trigger, he'll yield. Vega puts a shot off the near frame. Ruggles with a follow. Deflects in the middle.
They're going to call top of the arc.
Well, that's a break for the Wave. So when we come back, top of the arc restart for the Wave as the fans start to get into it again. You're watching the Ron Newman Cup MASL playoffs on 11 Sports.
We'll be right back. Oh, Sandy.
Oh, Van, you know, this is pretty much my favorite time of the game. We're going to salute a hometown hero. But I have a question for you. It's April 28th. Who liked waking up to snow this morning? I know. Weather, very important. Whether you're going to work, coming to the Wave game, busting a move. Weather is important if you're in the Navy, and our hometown hero today helps predict the weather for those serving in the Navy off the California coast. In the U.S. Navy, there are ships, submarines, airplanes that are deployed in the U.S. Pacific Fleet's area of operations. In San Diego, you will find sailors at the Fleet Weather Center, whose entire mission is to monitor weather conditions and support those daily operations. Petty Officer First Class Emmanuel Blair, a 2002 William C. Horlick High School graduate and a native of Milwaukee, one of these sailors serving at the Fleet Weather Center. He provides full-spectrum weather services to shore-based commands and afloat naval units. As a Navy aerographs mate, Blair is responsible for counseling junior and senior sailors on career advice and decision-making. Blair credits success in the Navy to many of the lessons he learned right here in Milwaukee. He says, in high school, I was organized and very determined to make life easier. In the military, that organization has helped me transition and assist sailors to make good choices in their careers. One more time for Petty Officer Emmanuel Blair, today's hometown hero.
Ferdinand come up and shoot directly, but this is not going to be a direct shot. It's going to be Marcio. Will he go left to Ian Bennett's side, or will he go right to Drew Ruggles over on this other side? This is a big, big restart opportunity here for the Wave.
If he plays it to his right, we'll see if Drew Ruggles gets to the corner by the time LSO steps over.
I'm looking for this one to go to Ian Bennett.
Look, that's in the goal, giving a little noogie to his former teammate there. And it comes, and Mike Thiesel read the play, stepped up and made the block. Now you can imagine Baltimore's seen just about everything the Wave has had over the past many seasons that these guys have all been together. Of course, Danny Kelly has been their coach since 2006. Danny looking to win his 8th championship as coach of the Blast. And Giuliano Oliviero, of course, 5 seasons with the Wave, but before that, he was a player assistant coach to Keith Tozer. So,
well, and there's the key, too. All of these teams have seen what the other teams bring over and over, but the key is in the execution. And no one has their team more prepared than Danny Kelly. You're seeing that again here today.
Dos Santos, who has played a huge number of minutes today. Ball deflecting and grabbed there by Lemos. That was not intentionally played back to him by Chino, so he was able to grab that with his hands.
2 of the best coaches in the game in Danny Kelly and Giuliano Oliviero, and 2 of the best teams in the Major Arena Soccer League.
Chino looking on the left wing for Renault or Hain. Chino gets it back, now Robert Renault. Back to Chino. Ryan Sigich, the official, trying to get out of the way there.
Ryan mistimed his jump down there in the corner.
Ryan's usually a little more nimble than that. Marcio out high, trying to work against Mello. Marcio on the left foot, rolls it in! Hain with a redirection that's blocked in front. Here comes Dantas, running out with the dribble. Vinny a big guy, but he can certainly move quickly if he needs to. Rayleigh with it. And now we'll back it up for Mello as Baltimore will work the possession.
And the Blast finally getting possession of the ball. This first 11 minutes has been all Wave attacking the Blast in their zone.
Hoxie being forced out to the corner by Vandergriff. Back for Dos Santos. Now Mello trying to get around Hain. He does. He comes to the corner. He sends it across. And somehow Hoxie not quite able to redirect in on the far post.
Wasn't the best angle that time for Hoxie. He had to reach and stretch to try to get it.
What great play by Mello to set it up. Dos Santos with a drive that's high and wide. Well, and Hoxie was being well defended. Let's check it out one more time. As you see Chad Vandergriff trying to hold him off there.
And Hoxie did well to stretch out that long leg and almost redirected that one home.
Lemos will come out throwing on the distribution. Bradley will get it back for Milwaukee. 4 minutes left to go here in the third. Now Ferdinand against Mike Diesel. Again, those guys were teammates for several years before with the Blast. Again, good. I like the Waves attacking movement here, Art. Just need a little better luck, I guess, perhaps, in some of the finishing. Giveaway. Donatelli launching long, but he's going to be wide. And Lemos is there to grab it.
You heard Giuliano Oliviero say it at halftime. Need a little bit more composure in front of goal.
Guernsey takes it away from his former teammate Bradley, as they were teammates in now defunct Cedar Rapids Rampage last year. Guernsey played with that team 3 years. Bradley just last year, which was his rookie year in the MASL. You mentioned Alex's mother getting to see him play live for the first time today, coming over from England. Doncaster. Bennett with a shot just a bit high. Nice lay back there from Bradley. Ian with a good crack, but just a little bit high. Galvis trying to get it. Deflected away as Pereira comes down. Pereira launches a shot, save made by Lemos. Galvis gets it back. The Blast will recycle. Good stop there by Lemos, as Pereira struck that one right on. Now Dantas posting up, little touch coming through. Good job by Grable to nudge it out of there. Bradley lost his balance. Baltimore gets it back. Crowd a bit edgy right now here at Panther Arena. Crowd of nearly 4,000 gathered here today. And again, all credit to them coming down to a downtown area that did not have much parking, with the Bucks game taking place a couple of blocks down. Bennett took out really.
Fortunate right there not to be a foul called against the Wave in their own defensive zone.
Yeah, I think Ian was willing to take the foul if he had to rather than let the guy get around him, but they played on. Dantas holding off Vega. Again, Dantas is a tough customer. He will wear on you throughout the game. Wave has done a great job to mark him so far, but as we talked about before, Dantas, a big-time scorer, especially in the playoffs. And he could get one at any moment. And now, Dantas holding his mouth like he got elbowed by Vega. You see Dantas showing Brian Sigich where he thought he got hit. Fans not liking it here in Milwaukee.
Foul on Vega that time. Crowd, as you said, the crowd not liking it, but Vinny Dantas is not a guy to embellish a lot right there. You saw the left hand of Vega get up in the mouth area of Dantas.
Yeah, unintentional. I don't think he was trying to wrap Vinny in the mouth there, but he ended up doing it. They called the foul. Dantas on the shot. Blocked by Vega, and Guilherme showing some emotion there after the block. Blast, like the Wave, has had very few restarts in the attacking zone. Both teams have done a great job to avoid fouling in those cases that would lead to the restarts. You can really see the defensive discipline on both of these teams here. Now Dantas, little touch. Donatelli fires one wide left. Rebound Bennett. Bennett trying to come out of there as Diesel went to the ground, and then foul called on Mike Diesel. There you go, look at the former Loyola Maryland Greyhound, Mike Diesel. Lemos under pressure, pass deflected, but it does get through. Max with it. Max dancing on the ball as he tries to get away from Diesel. Oh, well done to retain the possession there. Less than 30 to go here in the scoreless third quarter. Nobody has scored since this man right here, Marcio Leite, did with 11 minutes left to go in the first.
Good 1v1 defending that time by Donatelli. Knew Marcio wanted to go right, and Marcio just grabbed the lower half of Donatelli.
First on Marcio this half. Dos Santos will chip it up. LSO heads it away, but it won't stay in play into the Wave bench. Yeah, you can definitely feel the tension building here as this game remains tied, as it has been since Leite's goal at the 11:21 mark of the first period. Lemos calls off Santos, throwing long, and that will do it for, well, Hayden gets a shot off, and had he put it in, it would have counted. Wow, what a try there by Andre Hayden with the clock running down here in the third. Once again, Josh Lemos trying to get the fans into it here in Milwaukee. Don't go anywhere, fans. We are coming down the stretch. Eastern Conference Final here on 11 Sports.
Hey, Milwaukee, hit the lights.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
You all know what you have to do.
Forget about the crowds, the size of the school, their fancy uniforms.
No one comes into our house and pushes us around.
Unleash the fury. If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
Tonight, we stay with them, and we shut them down because we can.
That's still black ice. This is our pond.
That's right. Phoebe's right. We got to take it to these guys.
I want you to get up now.
Unleash the fury.
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs.
The fans are standing up to them. The security guards are standing up to them. The peanut vendors are standing up to them.
Put those hands together, Wave fans.
All right, let's go. We said it all. Let me hear it.
Wave fans, now more than ever, make some noise!
Did we expect anything different than this? 1-1 here going into the fourth quarter?
Not much, probably.
All the travel, all the practices, all the film study, it all comes down to one quarter. And you know what? It may come down to 1 minute or even 1 second that's going to decide this one.
There is Josh Lemos, the goalkeeper for the Wave. Josh, with a tremendous regular season, he has been equal, if not better, in the postseason thus far. Helped engineer the Waves' 2-game sweep of the Kansas City Comets, but his counterpart, William Vanzella, has also been up to the task. Vanzella's postseason GAA not nearly as impressive. Again, he got victimized for 10 goals against Utica in that series opener, but he bounced back to win the 2 in Utica, and he has been superb today.
Who's going to blink first in this one, Tom?
That's a good way to put it. Marcio for the Wave as they go right to left to start the fourth. Tried to touch one in. Ferdinand turning, shot off the post! I believe Vanzella got a piece of that one, and if he did, that's his save of the game.
A game of inches, and we see it again right there. Ferdinand came within inches of putting the Wave in front in this game.
Great look there from our end zone camera. Well, Vanzella again. Just enough for it to deflect off the frame. Kane will play it back for Marcio Leite. Marcio now. Andre, back he'll leave, but play well read that time by Jamie Thomas to cut it off. Andre trying to free up from a shot, and that one blocked by Donatelli, although he paid the price for that one, as he is still shaken up a bit from that. Cleared into the stands by Dos
no,
Santos.
they're going to call a foul.
But
going to call a foul on the Wave.
Had there been no foul call, then it would have been a top-of-the-arc restart for Milwaukee. But
Donatelli blocked that shot, caught him in a bad spot.
And you saw it right there. That's a bad spot no matter when or where you get that one. So hopefully Tony's going to be okay. I have to imagine as long as he's played, that's not the first time he's been hit there. Dos Santos again. if you're charting time played for that guy, he may have been off the field for a couple minutes in the first 47 of this one. Chino knocks out of the zone. Vandegrift keeps alive for Bradley. Now Chad gets it back. Trying to push up if he can get it through to Bradley, but well read that time by Mello against the board. And now here comes Mello. Shrugs off the check from Robert Renaud, but a foul is called. Robert back in there today after missing the Waves' previous game against Kansas City in game 2 of that KC series. Looks like he's moving okay today. Again, coming back from an ACL injury midway through last season that ended his campaign last year. Oh, Rayleigh with a back heel redirection coming off the board, but he was just wide. Baltimore's had a couple of close chances as well. Not as many as the Wave, though. Ferdinand knocks it down. It's a 3-on-4. Max lost the touch there. And now Hoxie with it. And able to keep the possession for Baltimore as he goes to Guernsey. This almost has the feel of like an overtime period here. We're just 3 minutes into the fourth. But it's like nobody is taking any inordinate risk that might give up the next goal that would end the game. Kane, back heel, Ruggles trying to get there. Manzella slides out. Donatelli wondering why there wasn't a foul called. Again, goalkeepers can bring the ball beyond their defensive half of midfield in the fourth period if they choose to do so. Josh Lemos is one of the best in the league in doing that. Kane off the end board. Again, well defended by the Blast. They just don't lose their shape very often defensively.
No, they're extremely disciplined. They're well coached. You very seldom see the Wave get position, or any team for that matter, get position on their defensive player in their own penalty area.
Danny Kelly, David Bascombe, the coaching staff for the Blast. They've been together for a long time. Just about from the time Kelly became the head coach in 2006. For the Wave, of course, it's Giuliano Oliviero and Marcello Fontana. Marcello joining the coaching staff a couple of years ago. This is Giuliano's 5th season. Ken Cello was still playing a bit when Giuliano took over as the head coach. LSO with a back heel ahead.
Every possession is magnified right now. You got to be very careful of giving away possession too easily, as the Blast do right there.
Little miscommunication there. Bennett, Ian cranks one up high.
Seen that quite often today, Tom. The Wave shots off target.
Now Luan Salas Oliveira back with the Wave after 3 years on the West Coast, after his first 3 with Milwaukee. Moves it back over to Santos. Jonathan, the veteran defender, 34 years old, in his second tour of duty with the Wave. Bennett against Dos Santos. Bennett got to the end board, and the shot deflects in!
And the Blast appealing for a handball, but they called it a good goal. And once again, remember, Tom, they do have the ability to go to the video assistant referee, the VAR, and Ryan Sigich, the lead official, has just signaled that they're going to do just that. Let's take a look. Bennett with the initial shot. And that's a handball actually on Diesel, is it not?
Yeah. I did not see any handball from the Wave.
There's Bennett. Let's take another look. That ball goes off Diesel and in.
Yep.
So yeah, they'll look at the VAR, but the Wave's going to have the lead here, 2-1, early in the fourth quarter.
Well, the next goal in this game, prior to that, was huge, and Milwaukee gets it. But I think, like you said, Artie, clearly in the video review, there's no doubt about it. it should be a good goal for the Wave. And there's the man who scored it, IP26, Ian Bennett, at 5:11 of the fourth quarter. Good tenacity by Ian. Didn't look like he had a lot going there. He turned the corner, but he had no angle on Vanzela, but yet was able to strike the ball hard to at least give himself a chance for a rebound and then knock it in.
I said earlier in the game, one of the things the Wave needs to do more is have their forwards take on the Blast defenders early. 1v1 off the dribble, and that time Bennett did it. Looked like Tarasenko from the St. Louis Blues turning the corner and coming in on goal that time.
Yeah, he's done that a few times in the postseason. So, huge goal for Ian Bennett in the Wave. That's Ian's fourth of this postseason. Puts him in the undisputed lead in the Waves scoring list. 4 goals and an assist for 5 points. Unassisted at 5:11. Both of the Wave goals so far today have been unassisted. Let's take a look one more time.
There's Bennett using his speed along the boards. Vanzela with the initial save. But a good job for Bennett to stay with it and redirect it off Mike Diesel into the back of the net.
The man who has scored a lot of big goals in his career, and if that proves to be the game winner, not going to be too many more bigger than that. Way back on the attack. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going. Chino! Drive off the frame. Vandergriff reloads. And now we'll play it back out to Angel Curiel Chino.
And it's one thing to be patient for the Wave against a team like the Blast. It's more important to keep that foot on the gas pedal and try to extend this lead.
Still 9:10 left to go. And for all the experience the Blast has had in the playoffs in recent years, I doubt very seriously there's any panic on their side, or really for Blast Nation. Takeaway, Mello. Wave getting back defensively. Again, this is it. No mini game following this one. It's one game winner take all. And then it's San Diego Monterey to battle to see who will play the winner of this one in the MASL Ron Newman Cup championship game. If it's here in Milwaukee, it will be next weekend. If it's in San Diego, it would be the following weekend. But no specific game dates or times as of yet. Both teams, of course, both cities have teams in the AHL Calder Cup playoffs, so have to see how those get sorted out. The Gulls won their first round series, and the Milwaukee Admirals looking at a game 5 against the Iowa Wild here tomorrow night. Dantas turns off the inboard. Greneau cleared it out. It deflected off Chamali, but Robert comes through with it. And now tries to start the counterattack, 3-on-3. So Greneau in the right spot at the right time there. 7:35 to go. We're almost midway through the fourth quarter. Bennett's goal was the first scored in this game since Leite had scored at 11:21 of the first. Ian again at 5:11 unassisted to put the Wave up 2-1. This is a 60-minute game, but it's got the goal scoring of a mini game. That's what you had when Baltimore defeated Utica in their mini game this past Monday. 2-1 in Utica in favor of the Blast. Max.
One more for the Wave would be huge, Tom.
Yeah, it's pretty clear we're not going to see a ton of goals being scored in this one unless we have one of the most frenetic last 6 minutes in indoor playoff history.
The Wave has kept possession for the last 90 seconds of this game.
Santos looking for Chamali, stays in play. Now Chamali trying to nudge it through for Bradley. Double team down there. Blast will finally get it back, but great job by the Wave to use the time. Hain trying to take it away from Vanzela, but the Blast able to get it back, and a foul going to be called against Milwaukee. 6:14 left to go. Bradley got called for the foul there. Andre Hayne almost dispossessing the Baltimore keeper, William Van Zelen, but Van Zelen did a good job to regroup there.
You talked about the Blast. No panic. You look down to the Blast bench right now. Danny Kelly, their coach. Hands in the pocket, Tom.
I don't think Danny ever changes posture no matter what happens. He's pretty amazing. Donatelli cracks one off the crossbar. Good strike there. Just a bit high. This fourth quarter moving along quickly. Very few whistles. We did have one goal that was under video review, but that didn't take too long. Hoxie.
This whole game moving along very quickly, Tom. 2 o'clock start time. We're still 7 minutes under 2 hours.
Yeah, that's not unusual for a playoff game, especially to go 2.5 hours in regulation. Good job there by Bennett to clear downfield. 5 minutes to go.
If you're the Wave, you don't want to be content with just clearing the ball out at this point.
Hoxie in the middle, turning shot blocked by Santos. Ball trickles wide. Renault trying to get it away from Rayleigh. Boy, look at Roberts. Great stuff there by Renault. Galvis stepped up to make the play there for Baltimore. Very intense game today, and the way it is involved seems even more intense.
And can the Blast do what they've done so many times here in the last 4 years, and that's eke out a close, hard-fought game?
That has really been the format for their success. Can the Wave stop them from doing that? Practically nobody has been able to do so in the last 3-4 years. Melo was trying to get in on his right foot for a shot. Lost the touch a bit. Wave again defensively. Holding the fort, and the fans starting to build the cheers. And it comes. Turning shot as Galvis may have had a chance there, but he was a bit off balance.
3.5 left. Let's see when Danny Kelly elects to go 6 attacker. The Wave's got to be thinking, can we get this down to 2 minutes and put them in a situation where they need to pull the goalie?
Again, winner of this one takes on the winner of Monterey and San Diego, starting a little bit later today for the MASL Championship. Ball deflected, picked up by Lemos. Josh looking around.
Wave's not going to call timeout. They don't want to give it a situation where Baltimore can go to the 6th attacker.
Marcio,
here we go.
Ian Bennett. Ian had Andre to his right, but he couldn't get it to him. He will back it up, use up some clock.
Now you keep it. Now you keep it, Tom.
And move it. Santos, you know his legs have got to be getting a little heavy. He's been out there practically every minute of this game, chasing Lemos, the goalkeeper. Andre nudges across. Robert Renault! And the ball bounced up just a bit into the stands. 2:18 to go. This is our media timeout. Don't go anywhere, fans. We'll be coming back to see who wins the MASL Eastern Conference Final. You're watching the MASL on 11 Sports.
Tony Donatelli.
Some of the crowd in Milwaukee hoping that the Wave can hang on to this 1-goal lead with 2:18 left to go in the fourth. Tony Donatelli now wearing the 6th attacker jersey for Baltimore as the Blast will get the possession.
You see the Wave's going to go with a high pressure against this 6th attacker, and Donatelli knocks it out of bounds. Let's see how long the Wave can keep it here, Tom.
They have had possession for most of this quarter and most of the game. And only through some outstanding effort of their starting goalkeeper, William Vanzela, and the defense in front of him, have the Blast been able to limit the Wave to 2 goals. The difference right now, Ian Bennett's go-ahead goal at 5:11 of this fourth quarter is 4th in the postseason unassisted. Again, Wave trying to keep pressure up high on Donatelli. Chamali plays it out and now wheeled around near side. Bennett able to win it. Here's Bennett with the 6th attacker retreating. Bennett with a shot just wide. Mello digs it out. Mello starting upfield for the Blast. Minute 22 left to go. How many times has Baltimore been on the brink and come back to tie it up and force overtime in these recent playoffs?
Everybody on their feet here at the UWM Panther Arena.
Foul called on Marcio Leite. Marcio had the first goal of the day for the Wave. 6th attacker restart coming for the Blast with 1:11 left to go as Mello prepares to put it in. Donatelli, he'll launch a shot, blocked!
And there he is, Chino, once again with a big block. We've seen it so often in this playoff year for the Wave.
Kane pressuring out high, Mello with it. Now Dos Santos moves it across. Donatelli over to the far side. Dantas, shot deflected just off the frame. I don't know if Santos got a piece of that or not, but it just deflected off the frame. Dantas again,
35.
trying to hold off Chino. Clock running down. Does the Blast still have one left? Shot is blocked by Leite. 25 seconds. Donatelli will move it to Dantas. Sends it in, blocked again. Santos checked into the corner. Ball comes out, and the Wave clears. 12 seconds. Donatelli's got to hurry. There's still time, but they got to hurry. Long ball in. Lemos tried to get it. Turning shot off the frame, and that's going to do it. The Wave is going to the finals. Wow, Lemos came out to try to grab the ball at the top of the box. He lost the possession, and I'm trying to see, Art, who that was, had a turning shot and put it right off the frame as Ian Bennett and the rest of the Wave celebrate.
Well, you knew it wasn't going to come easy against the Baltimore Blast. If you want to be a champion, you got to beat the champion. And both teams showing championship heart here this afternoon. And it's been 4 long years, Tom, but somebody, and that somebody's the Milwaukee Wave, have finally knocked off the Baltimore Blast.
I want to say
in a playoff round.
Juan Pereira, who had the shot that could have tied this thing up with 2 seconds to go. What a finish today in Milwaukee. The Wave headed to the championship against either Monterey or San Diego. We'll take a break and come back with more. This is the MASL Playoffs on 11 Sports.
No matter what, got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Up, down, 'cause all I do is win, win, win. and they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. 'Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Back live in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin, here at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena, where the Milwaukee Wave just defeated the Baltimore Blast. And for the first time in 8 years, we're going back to the championship game, baby. So many emotions, a hard-fought game. William Van Zela, the crowd here, the Baltimore Blast. Let's get over to our goalkeeper, Mr. Josh Lemos. Give it up for Josh, Wave fans. This is our All-State save of the game. Josh, how are you feeling after this?
Speechless right now. Just happy we got the job done. Thank God.
I want to take a look at the All-State save of the game, and I want to get your thoughts here as we're going through it. Andrew Hoxie with that killer leg.
Yeah, he's got like 10-foot legs. They reach everything, so the minute he turned, I thought he would shoot. He did, so I stopped that one. I got lucky.
Up next, the championship game. Do we celebrate this one a little bit and just think about business later?
No, not yet. We got nothing to celebrate yet. We've done our job up to here, but what we came for was the cup, so when we get that, we celebrate.
Josh Lemos and the All-State save of the game. So we got Josh Lemos, our PCI, the Professional Construction Incorporated, hardest working player of the game. He's been tearing it up all season, Wave fans. Mr. Ian Bennett. Ian, how you feeling?
Honestly, man, God is good, man. It's a surreal feeling, man. This Baltimore team, they've been a thorn in our butts, man. They're so well coached, fantastic players. We knew it was going to be tough, but we felt good. This is our time. We're not letting no one take this.
I want to get your reaction here as we look at the replay of the game-winning goal that you had. Can we talk about what you're going through here?
Yeah, it was tight, man. They were marking me all good. All game it was tight. I just had to get something close to the goal, and I know if it was a rebound, I get to that because we got the fans behind me. I was feeling good. The swag was right, and everything was cooking today.
Now, as Josh said, well, of course, we've got a big win here. It's a celebration, but this is not the final celebration. There's still some work to be done.
No, we can't take anything for granted. We're going to enjoy this. But then tomorrow, we're just going to start getting back to business, getting our treatment in, get our game plan, see who we play. But it doesn't matter who we play. It's about us, and we're going to get this done this year.
Your hardest working player of the game.
No, big shout out to my family, my wife Tori, the girls, they let me rest. Giuliano, Cello's been fantastic, the ownership, Mike, Dan, doing their thing. And then you guys are the best, man. This is what we do. This is what we do. We got one more, baby. We got one more, baby. Let's go!
Back to you, Tom and Art. Back to you. We'll send it back up to you.
That's what it's all about, Tom. That is what it's all about. That's why you play the game, for moments like that. But as Ian said, there's one more moment that's out there. And as Ian also said, they're not looking past that right now.
Okay, that'll do it for us today. Again, my thanks to Art Kramer and the rest of the production crew here. Stay tuned for the MASL Championship coming up. This is 11 Sports.
We'll invite you out of the field. The fans, it's all about the fans. Wave fans, we cannot thank you enough. We invite you onto the field If you'd like to come out here, make your way to section 213.